Mm.
But yeah, but you know what it is, bro. So and then so because obviously we've got to that stage where that's how we feel, yeah. But like I don't know, obviously you would have thought even like obviously ours is more of a spiritual thing, but obviously we've been away and we know the effects of what going away can do to you, especially at a young age. Do you not think that people kind of that going away kind of changes people's mindset, or did they just seem to come out and just be on the same thing in it, or
I think when you go away, and you remember a lot of like the man them around our circles that we grew up in, they was in and out from 16s to the adult life. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah,
So it's difficult to make that change and also keep up. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah,
Because after a while, all them years add up, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
of course they
Do
do,
you get
bruv.
what I'm saying? Like, especially when man that's going in from teens, you know, you're
Mm.
coming out and your mind and your body's developed, but your mind's just developed in behind four walls. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
So, like, you're kind of coming out, and it's almost like you're kind of you're dumbed down. You always got to adjust to how life is now. You know, because life don't stop.
yeah.
Shit don't stop for no one. You know what I'm saying? So every year is detrimental to people. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know,
What?
it's like
So
when you
what do you mean?
come out and
Go on.
yeah, every year is detrimental, man. You come out and every you know, like I said, things are changing constantly. We're living in where technology is constantly changing. New cars, one every 2 years. People that you might have seen have moved on. You understand what I'm saying to you? Your friends might
Yeah,
be, you might always miss your group, your natural group set might be, some of them might be away, some of them might be on, and you're constantly, you know. And I think as you get, you know, say you go with your teens, when you come out in your 20s, you might, there's still gonna be man around, and you got man them to kind of, we're on this now, let's move with that pattern. So you get on that, you know, you adjust to that, you get used to that. You know, you might go, someone might go away a couple of years later. You know, you understand what I'm saying to them,
mm,
and then your peer group gets smaller, smaller. Then you know you've got to be with people that have never been away, bro. You understand what I'm saying to
yeah,
you?
yeah. So what do you mean? So like, alright, let me give you an example. Yeah. So like, you see when you say that, obviously, when you say for example you go away when you're a teenager, because I feel like going away when you're a teenager, I don't think people understand how much that can affect you, especially if you're going away for a few years. So you're
Yeah,
so like if you go as teen, like say for example, let me talk like for ourselves, for example. So I think when you go in as a teenager, who like for like living with your parents, you come out when you're in your early 20s, you're living by yourself. It can take time to adjust, bro, because everything's like because that's how people become institutionalized. You understand what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it can take you a while to adjust to everyday responsibilities, bro. Do you
yeah,
understand what I mean?
yeah.
Because
Because even
cause I
like say,
go on.
yeah, because say like you come out, you go away with your teen, and you come out. Say you come out when you go when you're 15 or 16, you come out when you're 17, 18, and you're still at your mum's house. You physically grown. You understand what I'm saying? You've been in a
Mm,
hardened environment, and you might go to your mum's house, and you're too big, and you're too probably might be a too bit more aggressive for that yard. It's too small. You understand what I'm saying to you? You've
yeah,
been in a different, wilder environment for years. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, yeah. Of course.
Do you get me? See, you got that aspect, and then so what's the question, bro?
Yeah, no, I just talk about obviously because you mentioned like like going in as a teenager, coming out as a young adult, and obviously you missed that long amount of time, and obviously you changed as a person. Because
Yeah,
remember, them years are kind of critical years anyway. Like
yeah,
so, I remember like mentally you're supposed to do a lot of growing in them years, but if you're behind the wall,
exactly.
it's gonna stifle your growth mentally. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean? Not
definitely.
physically, but also as well, like you said, during a hostile environment. So you are gonna, if you're used to hostility and reacting a certain way and blah blah blah, then that becomes you. So you don't know how to react to normality. So like
Exactly.
to people on normal cases. And I think even so, I find that even like, for example, in a work environment, so there's things that will bother me that won't bother other people. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you things that you like, and even like it's like little things like this, like say I've got say for example I'm on site, yeah, and I've got a couple man that I might be around, and there's a next set of different man who from different cultures. If they make little banter to man around me, then I'm gonna sometimes I might overreact or I might look at it more than they look at it. Do you understand what I mean? So I might feel like I've got a need to let them know, nah bro, don't come around there with that. And then but no one else ain't really bothered. So I'm thinking, is it me? Or is it
Because
do you understand?
I think sometimes if you've been aware, you think, right, I've been around some of the most serious man or some of the biggest, name man out here, and I've held it up, and for you to come and say, you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, but not only that as well. What is as well? So in when you're used to that, like, or being a like prison environment, it's like them little things can turn into a big thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So that's why you're used to thinking that, I need to nip that in the bud. But really,
it's just banter.
when you're in a work environment, a liberty is still a liberty, but it's not a detrimental. So maybe sometimes I find myself being a bit too aggy, and then I can't understand why no one else is bothered.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, is it me? But then I start thinking, is it me? Is it, or have I got too much ego? Or is it, but then at the same time, I don't want to be spoken to a certain way anyway, and I don't want to let you bad do that. So it's kind of, it's a mad balance. Like, sometimes got me questioning myself, but then at the same time as well, it's probably a thing of, because we are used to being around more serious people, it's like you would think, bro, you're an idiot, bro. You should know that you can't even think about.
That's what it boils down to.
I
I figure, who's this guy chanting like this? And especially in a working environment, a boss, it's not about who's the strongest, who's the toughest, who's the hardest. It's about who's worked their way up. It could be a guy that was a boffin at school that done everything right and worked his way up to that position, and he's gonna let you know. He has to kind of let you know his boss, and you might think, who's this guy talking to? After no one don't talk to me like this. You understand what I'm saying to you?
But not only that as well. You know what I always think about? Do you remember that show Money and Violence? That used to come on.
I don't think I watched it. I heard about it.
But bro, the mindset psych, and it's so real, yeah. So people, you have to respect two people in the world: a man that can give you something and a man that can do something to you. So sometimes when I'm on, I think, bro, you might think you got it, but man will do something to you, bro. So you need to understand that as well, brother. You understand what I mean? But then I think, am I being too? Do you get what I mean? It's difficult.
But like you said, it's bringing that street mentality into that environment. That's what is kind of happening, isn't it? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That real mentality is coming in when the other man will probably know just to brush it off and just keep on going to do what they're doing.
But you know what I'm saying? Well, can I tell you the truth? Where it's well, bro. Sometimes I think when you're used to the road environment, you don't understand how square some people are, bro. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when I say this, like sometimes you see could she say if we were talking about like when you butt people that's kind of from kind of the same neck of the woods you or whatever, then you start to open up to them, yeah? Sometimes when you're telling them stuff, I've had it 3 times where man think I'm lying. And I think, brother, what I'm telling you, it's not even a big deal. But they're so square that little things that you don't think is a big deal, they think you didn't really do that.
Bro,
yeah, and I just think, well, I'm going to stop talking now, car. You think you're anyone for me to lie to?
Bro, I never forget when I first touched in the car, I had to take bare different jobs on the way. And there was a couple man them there, and I thought, I can kind of chat to these youths open. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I said, yeah, man used to hit up certain boxes and whatnot. And the man's like, and you heard some bloke goes, yeah, I was really supposed to believe that. And I couldn't believe it. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I thought, hold on. This man really, and I had to really check the environment. Man really thinks I'm going to lie about something like that. I don't know if that's what man doing. I'm thinking raw, I just couldn't believe it, bro. You understand what I'm
Bro,
saying to you?
it happens all the time. Like you say it and you think, bro, and what I'm saying, this is why it's mad for me, yeah. Because I think what I'm telling you is I'm kind of watering it down, and then I'm thinking, so what? You think I'm an
Exactly.
idiot? You think that's a big deal? You think so you think that I don't look like someone that could do that? Do you understand
Mm.
what I mean, sir? It's mad, bro. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it is. Yeah, it's a mad one still. It's
But
a mad one. But
I think that's also ties in as well into when you've been in and out of in places like you got to learn is the social side of things in that environment. You understand what I'm saying to you? You've got to kind
yeah.
of like even for me, I had to take the lead from other people close to me. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
Because
of course.
I was out of my comfort zone. When I first like enough times I was out of my comfort zone, I'm thinking, raw, like even sometimes with people I know
Mm.
that I hadn't seen for years, you know, like because you know, even though you might have been cool with someone when you was young, but you ain't seen it for years, like 10, 15 years, and you're in social environments, and I'm taking cues from, you know, obviously people like my brothers. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mm.
people close to me because I just that it's almost your this side of life. You're not used to it no more, so you know you got to get used. Like it's a social environment. You got to kind of. It's like you're learning how to be social again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of course.
You
Yeah.
know.
No, 100%, bro.
You
No,
know,
100%.
and general like normal conversation other than, you know, other than road stuff. You understand what I'm saying to
Yeah,
you?
that.
Did you get me?
That's. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. That's because even now, like, I can have conversation with people to the extent, but to me, I can only connect with people that have lived some kind of life.
Yeah,
And when I say that, I
'cause-
mean they've been through some kind of struggles, or I can't have empty conversations, bro.
yeah,
Do you understand what I mean?
yeah,
You
yeah.
get
Because
it,
that's
like
what
about
someone.
nonsense, not not enthusiastically. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, because someone. I remember someone said to me, "I only get excited and jump in conversation when it's road stuff, and that kind of stuff, you know."
Yeah,
But then you got to kind of learn it because nowadays, man, ain't in the room with that kind of people. So you got to kind of learn how
yeah,
to have social interaction other
yeah.
than that side of things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, the
You
only
know?
thing I can chat to them about is probably work-related stuff and
Yeah,
progression. Like, so I can only be around people that want to progress in the full social. We need like this is what we need to do. Look into that. But I can't talk. Man, don't. I can't. There's only so much football I can chat about. There's only so much bloody. I can't talk about net. Man will talk about net. I think man just talk about Netflix all day, and I think,
mm,
brother, I'm not gonna do that, bro. Do you understand what I mean? But yeah,
mm.
but I think going back to what we're saying about the effects Joe can have on you as well. I think for me as well, it's just like again, it's like being in Joe in the crucial teen years, like turning to an adult. I think I struggled with just the responsibilities, bro. Like,
Yeah,
and I think that, for example, the only and I think what kind of masked over for me is that I was making money, but like I would be
but
like
that's
phone bills. I couldn't stick to phone bills. I
bro.
couldn't stick to even my rent. Them days that you could pay cash, whatever.
Yeah,
Even that, like I'd always be late. But it's
mm,
only because my landlord they knew that I had it, so they'll be like, "Well, you didn't pay your thing last week. You got to bring." When you come now, I'd owe 2 months. I'd owe 2 months. Like I'd forget to pay a whole thing and just a whole month, and there was just so much things I couldn't get organized in everyday life. Do you understand what
yeah,
I mean? Even organizing my
yeah,
home and stuff like that. You get me?
yeah. Because the same thing, like from 80 when I've got my first place, and you know, it's only because you're making money while you're surviving. But other than that, the
Yeah.
responsibility is just general things you're just not staying on top of, are you? Did you know?
Yeah. Even cook. Yeah, like cooking.
Cooking,
Like nothing. Like
shopping.
eating out a road, bro. Like even like what? Like I take all my clothes will go dry cleaners, bro, and laundrette. Like
Yeah,
even just
exactly,
it was just you know what I mean. So
exactly.
yeah, bro. And even as
Mm,
well, you know what people, cause like, and even like what we're saying about the aggression and stuff like that, I think people don't understand how even being locked in a cell for 23 hours a day at a young age, bro. Do you understand what I mean?
mm,
That is gonna have some effect on you, bro. Do you
definitely.
understand what I mean?
Definitely. 100%. 100%
You
mental
know,
scars, man.
because when you think about that, bro, be like, and it's only not like when you, and this is because, and the fact because we become used to it, bro, it becomes normal.
Yeah.
But it's not normal to be locked in a small room and you can't go nowhere. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying, bro?
It's not normal. It's not normal at
Especially
all,
at a young
man.
age,
You
bro.
know? Yeah. And like a lot of people don't realize how detrimental it is, man, because you're not, like you said, it's just like a mental block, like just years of just doing the same thing. While, say, for instance, when I'm around peers that have never been away, I'm thinking, bro, every new thing, every news, everything that's happened, you haven't missed. There's so much things that we
Yeah.
probably don't even realize we missed. You know, like
Mm.
things, say, news stories, things that happened. You know, when we miss it and we don't even realize we miss things.
Yeah.
You understand? We're always
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
catch up. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And you know, there's some people that's just been on road when, and they've been there for every new thing that's happened. You know what I'm saying? Every new phone, every new gadget, from Blu-ray to DVDs to internet to YouTube to Facebook. You know, they've been there for. You know, I remember struggling when I first come out with apps. When man just say, "Yeah, just install that," and it's to me, I think, "What are you talking about?" You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm.
You
Bro, I
you know
remember
what I'm
when I
saying?
come out.
Even
I,
emails and stuff like that. You know, it took me a while to get used to all these things. Now I can do everything fluent, but I'm thinking, what? You understand what I'm saying to you?
but
Smartphones, like all these
yeah,
things. But
tools
yeah,
come on.
go
I
on.
remember coming out at MTV Base, and I'm thinking, what? They got a whole channel with hip hop and R&B all day. Cause remember before, it's like
Yeah,
you might get what? Yeah, for a few channels that like for an hour or so, but not a whole channel just strictly
yeah.
little
You
things. But yeah, no, but
because like you remember, like Yo MTV would just be like a one Friday for an hour. You know, now you can watch MTV Base, Yo MTV, AKA, all these everything rotted. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You get me?
but no, but even on a deeper level though, bro. Like think about it, bro. Like so. You're locked in a cell for 23 hours at a young age, bro, yeah?
Mm.
And then also, say you're doing a long time, bro. You're going through some dark, serious emotions that a normal 16, 7-year-old is not going through, bro. Do you understand what I mean? Do you get what I mean?
Mm.
Think back, because
Rude
like
boy, come on.
anyone who's a teenager who's been locked up for years, you are gonna at some point probably been through depression. You are gonna, especially when you're going through if you got a decent buzz, like, and then the early stages you can't, no matter how, and let's be honest, even no matter what your sentence is, not even if you got 3 years and a man next you got 10 years, your 3 years for you still gonna seem like a long time. Do you understand what I
Definitely.
mean?
It don't make
So
it different.
going through, yeah, going through that at a young age where you want to be out of your friends and that, you're locked in a cell, bro, and you can't see the end. Do you understand? Or you can see them, it seems like a long. You're
Bro,
gonna go through some emotions that a normal
bro,
16-year-old or 7-year-old is not supposed to go through, bro.
bro,
Do you understand what I mean?
it's a dark place. You
Come
know,
on.
it is a dark place. From when you go into, sometimes from the police station, when you know you're not touching road for a minute, and you're mentally thinking, shit, I ain't gonna be a road for. And at that time, you don't know how long in it. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And then when you do get sentenced and you gotta get your head around that, boy, I'm not gonna be a road for 3, 4 years. And you gotta get your head around that, and you go through some real emotions, bro. And for long, you're on the yard, you're on, especially I find when you go through induction and that, you're just sitting there thinking, bro, I've got bare years of this shit here. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Come on,
Do you
bro.
get me?
Exactly.
And then you see,
I remember
man, and
you're
you know what
young.
makes it worse? I tell you what makes it worse. It not makes it worse, but you see, man, who's just finishing the time you done. You understand what I'm saying to you? And you're thinking,
Yeah.
raw, like I wish, and you think, I wish I could change place with you. And he's kind of telling you these stories. They thinking, bro, I gotta go through all. Then you're chatting to your people on road and your gal and what. And it's a dark place, and you know you're gonna go through some shit through in them years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. You know,
Exactly.
and then
Yeah.
then you know the funny thing when you get to the end and you see man starting what you're starting, you thinking, shit, bro. I know. It's the other way around. You're thinking, bro,
Yeah.
you've got
You know.
you
You know.
what,
You
and
feel.
you ain't got nothing nice to tell them. You know what
Now
I'm
you
saying
feel.
to you?
I know what you got ahead. Even when you see man in the early stages and you think, bro, I know where the stage you're at right now. You understand what I mean? Cause every man, like, you go through some serious emotions, bro. Some serious
bro.
emotions that someone that age should not be going through, bro. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
yeah. You got it's painful, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, you gotta go. It's deep in it, and it's like you said, it's a dark place that certain teenage you shouldn't be going through from a young age. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I think when you go through
And it,
as an adult, it's realer because you can see your life going away, throwing you understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, yeah, of course.
If that makes sense, and you know, even for me, as an adult, that's when you know, shit, I've got to change now. This has to stop. You can't afford to do no more time. You understand what I'm saying
Yeah,
to
but
you?
bro, can I be honest with you? Yeah, you know what the relevance is. Yeah, it's like it's not even just with that. That no matter what you're at that precise moment of time, you're gonna think it can't get any worse. Do you understand what I mean? So
100%.
when you're a teenager,
100%.
you think this is just a pitch now, this is long. Then when you're an adult, you'll realize it's longer. But when you're a teenager, you're not realizing that it's long. You get what I mean? It's still long no matter what. Do you get what I mean? Because even I remember when I was a teenager. Man saying to me, boy, twin, you might as well forget it. Like it's a wrap for you. Do you understand? I mean, that's just coming out in your early 20s. Man thinking, yeah, twin, by the time you come out, everything's changed. No one ain't going to be on all that no more. You forget about it, bro. You understand what I mean? Not, do you get
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it
But
always seems,
you're right. 'Cause I remember getting letters, man, saying, "Oh, boy, you must be." A man said, "You must feel like any." You're thinking, I'm thinking, "Come on, bro." Because come on, man. I know you're rude. Like I think, what a pum pum thing to say, but I'm thinking, but like you said, man was saying, "Boy, that's long, rare. You must be." And I'm thinking, bro, like I just tried to blank it out, kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying to you?
bro, can I be honest with you? At the time, yeah, because with, like, when man, like, for me, when man saying to boy, twin, just forget it, bro. Like, when you come out, everyone's going to have families, rare, it's done. Like, it's over now. I was
Mm,
actually, I thought, yeah, it's true. I thought, yeah, you know what? By the time I come home, it's going to be different settings. You understand what I mean? Not knowing that these
mm.
man, and even the man that was saying it to me, their man, there's probably, I swear, they're still away now. They're back away now. So,
Exactly.
you get what I mean? So it was just, man was just chatting in it, but
But
obviously none of us knew what was ahead. But
but I'll tell you the deep thing though, Ax. People think it affects your loved ones out there as well, though, bro. Because I remember when you got your thing when we was like what we were 17, innit? You know,
yeah,
and that was a whopper for us for people them ages there. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And plus it was parole, and that sent me into a dark place. Yeah, because man was already keeping up madness on the road,